Guys, I'm in Canada. I've just picked up my rental car and the smell of a rental car makes me so excited. Just like arriving in a foreign country, although I think this is the first time I've had a rental car myself in a foreign country. Like I've actually driven a rental car abroad. I don't think I've ever done that before. So I'm a bit nervous right now. Would be lying if I said I didn't accidentally come in the wrong door to begin with. So really need to remember to drive on the right side of the road, but hopefully I get used to that fairly soon. My travel day has went really smooth. I've really not vlogged any of it. I planned to and just never in the end. It all went fine until the last hour where we had to wait an hour for our bags, so it's pretty late. I'm tired, but I'm thanking past me for this decision because I just booked to pick up the car and then stay at an airport hotel with parking, a 3-minute drive from here. So that's where I'm going now, and I might chat to you then, but if not, I'll chat to you guys tomorrow when I'm on the ferry to Vancouver Island. Oh, well, that 5-minute drive was enough of dipping the toe in the waters of driving abroad because that was stressful. I kind of can't fathom that you can just rock up in a foreign country with no briefing on like driving on the other side of the road or anything and just be handed a car. Kind of crazy to me. But anyway, we made it to my hotel. I'm gonna sleep. I've made it to the ferry terminal for Vancouver Island and I made it in one piece. The driving was stressing me out. Things I've noticed, indicators are red. I kept missing that people were indicating because I thought it was their brake light. That threw me. Merge sections are really short, so it's like quite like a short window of time to merge onto the freeway, highway, don't know what the difference is. And for some reason you'd think it'd be the opposite, but I keep being too far to the right. You'd think because I'm used to driving on the left I'd be going to the left, but I keep finding myself really close to the edge on the right. Even as I look at my lane positioning now, I'm pretty far over. But by the time I got closer to the ferry terminal, I even overtook someone. So my confidence was building, and it was actually this car behind me. It's like a vintage car, so it caught up with me in the end anyway. But yeah, that's the driving report. I feel like I've barely slept, but it's okay. I was actually meant to be going on a whale watching tour today at 2 o'clock in Victoria. I arrived in Vancouver Island at 10. And it was like an hour and a half drive to Victoria, and I was like, perfect. But they called up and there's not enough people booked onto that tour, so they've moved me. So they asked if they can move me to the next day, which is a bit annoying because my plan was perfect. I was going to be just like driving through Victoria, doing the whale watching tour, and then my accommodation is like then further on from Victoria. So now I'm going to have to go back on myself a little bit, but actually I am really tired today. So I think it's probably best to save the whale watching for when I'm a bit more rested. So today's just going to be a day of moseying around Victoria, which is the main city in Vancouver Island. And apparently it's really good for food. So I think there's about an hour until we go. People are getting out of their cars. I'm a bit scared to do so though, but I really need some water and some food. Actually, when I look around, literally all these cars are empty, so I might go a little wander. Apparently it's a super foodie place, Victoria, so you guys know I love that. And I've got a few bits and bobs I need to pick up. I don't have a waterproof jacket with me, and I've also forgotten my shampoo and conditioner already. I tripped and found some donuts. Exciting. Savoury all the way. That may well be my ferry. Coffee quest is complete, although I feel like water is more a priority right now. Very dehydrated. I got the absolute fear walking back because I noticed the lane beside my car starting to move, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna be that guy who's just their cars left sitting alone in the lanes as everyone else is on the ferry. But I didn't know that must be for another ferry because there was just an announcement that the ferry's running an hour late. But I'm not mad about that because I've still got some planning to do for my time on the island. So I'm going to sit and do that now. But first I'm going to have this ham and cheese croissant. I went to Goldie's and I just quickly googled coffee shops in Horseshoe Bay and that was the top rated one. So that's why I went there. Well, there's like a fruit stall next to my car and I started to hear this music and I thought the fruit stall was playing music. And then I just went into the boot to get my charger out and saw just behind my car there's freaking live musicians. Second coffee and water combo of the day. heading to Victoria now. I'm hungry. I resisted getting food in the ferry because I really want to enjoy some lunch in Victoria. And guys, actually I had a follower come up to me on the ferry and say hello, which is kind of insane to be on the other end of the world from where I'm from and bump into someone that follows me. So Megan, you made my day. I was definitely like delirious and could barely string a sentence together, but you were so sweet. I'm going to this food truck for lunch because I can't resist Greek food. Calamari wrap. This looks so good. Guys, the Greek food was so good. The only thing is it was like right next to the road, so it wasn't like the most aesthetic experience, but for taste, it was insane. These buildings are so cute. The cutest place ever. I'm just like way too tired to make most of the shopping, which is probably for the best, or I'd be spending a fortune and making my already heavy case even heavier. I'm now heading to Fan Tan Alley, which I believe is the oldest Chinatown in Canada. I didn't bring a raincoat with me because I knew the outdoor shopping here was pretty good. Also, look at this. Oh, I think it might be bites actually. One, two, oh my god, it is. Anyway, quite like this one. Is that just because it goes with the dress? Hello. So I ended up going for some dinner while I was in Victoria, and now I've come out to Sooke, which is where I'm staying, and I've just checked in my accommodation. So I need to give you a full walkthrough because it's pretty cool. I'm staying in a bus. There's kayaks here that you can use. And yeah, this lovely little outdoor seating area, barbecue, stunning view. And let's go check out the bus. Definitely gonna have to like set up my tripod and get a little Instagram pic here, I think. She is spacious. I think you can actually book this for 4 because that pulls out into like a futon. And this little breakfast bar is very, very cute. Not that I've bought anything for breakfast, I probably should have done that. Like, how well stocked is this for being a bus? Very cool. I hope there's coffee at least. Oh, looks like there is. And then this is the little bedroom, which also has a lovely view. And a dog came and greeted me when I got here. It was beautiful. I don't know if it was a German Shepherd. Looked a bit like one, but a bit smaller and a much different colour to any other German Shepherd I've ever seen. So I'm happy, and I'm honestly just gonna have some chill time. My voice is husky. I'm tired. I've been busy. I've been traveling. I just need a rest, and that's okay. We spend so much money on things like accommodation and then make ourselves feel bad for spending time in it. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to spend time here and chill. So I'm going to brave bringing that suitcase up those tips, which I haven't been bothered to do so far, and settle in. Oh my god. Struck gold, although it's just me staying here. There's my answer. He's a king shepherd called Argo. Oh, he's so cute. I've just come down to the little beach across from the accommodation just to sit and watch the waves, and it is just beautiful down here. There's this massive falling down tree that I'm just sitting on, and here's the view. And these trees are just so gorgeous. Look at this moss. Here's a wider view of the spot. I really couldn't be bothered dragging myself out on this walk, but I really wanted to do it. And I'm glad I got myself out because this is just lovely. Good morning. I'm just having myself some coffee. I had leftover pasta from dinner last night for my breakfast. I was thinking about going out for breakfast this morning, but I just slept so well last night that I just could not break that slumber, and I'm so glad I actually done that because it would have been quite tight to fit a breakfast in before I go whale watching today. In hindsight, guys, I'm so happy that the trip got changed. You know how I was like annoyed about it at the time? Well, I wasn't annoyed, but I was like a bit gutted because I thought I'd planned it all perfectly, but I would have missed yesterday's trip with that ferry delay, so that worked out really well. And yeah, it's at 10 a.m. So, and I'm about a like 35-minute drive away. So I'm just having a more chill morning instead of rushing to get to breakfast. I do still really want to try the cafe I was looking at trying, so we'll see if I can fit it in at some stage. Like I said, slept amazing, feel great today. I did go down a rabbit hole last night on bears, and now I'm a little terrified. I'm definitely gonna buy some bear spray. And I don't know, I think I'm extra nervous because a lot of the stuff is like, if you're making noise you don't startle them, and then they know you're there, and I'm alone, so I'm like, I'm not gonna be like chatting on the trail, so I'm just a bit like humming and hawing about options and what I do. And also I saw the statistic that Vancouver Island is like the most has the most dense population of bears per like size of the place, so I wish I never read that, if I'm honest. And also my straighters aren't working. It's something to do with the voltage conversion thing. And I'm like, do I buy a local pair or do I buy some like salt spray or like mousse or something and lean into like the natural waves? Go to a pharmacy today and see. So let's go whale watching.
That's where you can retrieve any of your things, but again, just better.
I've come to Redfish Bluefish for my lunch, and you can maybe see behind me the queue is so big, but it took me about 40 minutes to get to the front, which I don't think is that bad, and this looks so good. I've got the cod taco and jerkfish poutine, and I'm so excited. Hey guys, last I left you I was having that delicious lunch at Redfish Bluefish, which was so good. I'm obviously in a very different setting now. I was in a lovely little harbour marina earlier, and now I'm in the woods and I'm walking out to Mystic Beach currently. It's very cool, it's got all these little boardwalks and the trees are just pretty incredible, really. I keep hearing lots of like creaks and groans that are a little creepy. It's kind of like a tree's gonna fall any second. But today has been so good already. It is about 5 o'clock. I just walked past a dog carrying a frisbee and I'm like, I miss Nula. I didn't really catch you up on the whale watching either. That was amazing. We saw so many humpback whales. I was hoping for some orca, but that is the whole part of these kind of nature tours. You just can't control what you're going to see. But to see those humpbacks, and they were doing quite a lot of splashing. There was one really playful one, which was so cool. It was like flapping its tail around. I've got about a 2-kilometre walk down to the beach. It's like, you never really know what to expect when you get to these things. You get here, you get a read for it, and it seems like super chill. There were some people in dresses and stuff. But I'm here with my bear spray and all, because I get pretty freaked out about these things, especially when you come from a country that has no scary wildlife. I don't know if I'm still going the right way. It's got these little red markers on the trees that are guiding me. I'd went up that way, but it seems to be up here. I'm loving all these big roots. So cool. What's that spell in Harry Potter where Hermione like, devil's snare, soak in the sun, or whatever it was. I have arrived at a little bridge, which is so fun. Love this. Oh my god, how good. What a surprise, I didn't know this was here. Oh my god, it's bouncy. This is so beautiful. I love it. It feels a lot quieter on the path now, and I have made a few stops and like no one's come behind me, so now I am in bear fear mode. So I'm doing some chatting to you guys, and I'm also doing some singing. We're getting a little rendition of The Devil Went Down to Georgia. We've also had Piano Man, Bohemian Rhapsody. The boy said, my name's Johnny and it might be a sin, but I'll take your bet you're gonna regret, 'cause I'm the best there's ever been. dinner time after my walk. I loved that walk so much, it was amazing, and the beach was gorge. On my way home, I've passed a place called Sooke wood-fired pizza, so that's where I'm gonna go. I ordered a hot honey and pepperoni pizza, and I was a bit like, what am I doing? That's gonna hurt my lips like hell because they're really dry. I think it might be the sun. But then they had this peppermint and honey lip balm at the counter. It was there waiting for me. Get in my belly. Good morning. It's my last morning in the bus. I check out of here today. Checkout's at 11, but I'm going to try leave at about 9 because there's a swimming spot really nearby. And in the little kind of welcome guide, the guy recommends going early. He said 10, but I'm going to go for 9 because I kind of want it to myself. I probably won't, but we'll see. It's called Sooke Potholes. So that's, I think it's Sooke, that's how you pronounce it anyway. My Google Maps is pronouncing it different, but not that Google Maps has been taught how to pronounce everything perfectly. But going there first thing, then going for another walk, and then I really want to go to Shirley Delicious, which has been recommended a lot, but it's kind of like 20 minutes in the wrong direction of where I'm going today. And also in the welcome book there's a cafe recommended, and I love to take a recommendation from like the person you're staying with, and he's recommended this place, so I'm gonna go there. There's also a thrift shop that I've driven past like 4 times that I've kept wanting to go to, but I'm always too scared to make the turn because I'm still a little scared of the driving. So I'm actually going to Google Map myself there today, and then I'll go there, and then I'm heading to Ucluelet. Maybe butchered that, it's a tricky word. Tonight, so it's kind of like 5 hours away from here, so a big drive today. But there's a stop about midway called Cathedral Grove where I'm going to go for a walk, and that's about the plan for today. I've got my leftover pizza for breakfast because I just didn't do any shopping for coming here, but that worked out pretty perfectly. Some coffee and just enjoying the last of the view from the bus. Say bye-bye to the bus. I've loved staying here. Also, it's taken me until the last morning to realise the coolest feature of the bus, which is how to open the door. Come down to Crescent Beach for a swim, and I think this is the more like touristy spot, and there's just one guy here with his dog, and it's so nice, so I'm gonna go back in for some more. That swim was an absolute dream. I stayed in for so long, maybe got too excited about how much warmer than Scotland it is, and now I've got a bit of a chill, so I'm going to go into the back and get a jumper. And I've arrived at my chosen cafe for brunch, and it's like super busy and looks so cute, so I'm really excited. There's goats. Oh my god, this one's a nose dog. I'm now in East Sooke Regional Park. It's stunning, and the drive to get here was also so nice. It was like a winding road up through the trees, and I'm taking a little walk out to, I think it's Creek Point. I'll write it on the screen. I'm literally the only person here. The car park was so full when I got here, but I guess there's lots of walks to go on, but it's just like, it's sometimes just a little extra special to get these places to enjoy just for yourself for a moment. I was there for about 20 minutes in awe of how gorgeous it was, and then another guy came, so I thought I'd give him the same enjoyment of getting it to himself for a bit. I keep trying to film myself and I'm like, I need to turn this around because This is just too much. I was just going to walk out to Creek Point and then be on my way. That was like my written out plan before I got here. But I'm just loving it here so much. I'm feeling like exploring these woods for a little bit longer because they just have a vibe, and the vibe is a good vibe. I just had a good frolic around this meadow of daisies. There's a little path going up through it. I probably wouldn't advise frolicking through this gorgeous, unspoiled piece of nature, but and it's just been so good for the soul, as has this whole trip to East Sooke Regional Park. I actually cannot recommend this spot enough, but I'm gonna have to head on now because I have got a 5-hour drive ahead of me today. Because of my extra time spent frolicking, I definitely don't have enough time to go to that thrift shop and seeing, but honestly, for me personally, absolutely no shame to people that do enjoy shopping. But I'd take frolicking through a field of daisies over thrift shopping any day. So I'm not feeling too bad about my time constraints because I'll just be getting to my accommodation a little bit later. I think it's light here until about 9 o'clock, so I have got a lot of time. It's 1:30 at the minute, so I've still got plenty of daylight time to see me through this amazing day. This weather wasn't forecast. The first 2 days I was here, the forecast was better, and 3 of them were as nice as this. This is just out of this world. I actually welled up earlier. I'm just quite emotional about how beautiful it all is. I'm now in a Walmart and I'm very excited about it, and I've stumbled into the craft section. Oops. I need to get a darning needle because I'm knitting my friend's baby that's not actually born yet a hat, and I'm almost finished it, but I need to take it off the needles, so I think I've got one. That'll do. This honestly feels like a tourist attraction in itself. I've just had 2 back-to-back very Canadian experiences, or maybe like North American experiences. I went and got gas, which I feel like it just feels wrong to refer to it as anything else here. And I also panicked. It didn't say on them like petrol or diesel, so I literally went to the woman at the pump next to me and I was like, help. And I think I may have found one of the nicest people in Canada, but then everyone is so nice here. But she was so friendly and lovely and helpful, and just like proper gentle parented me through it. And she'd actually been to Scotland and visited the Highlands before, so she was really lovely. Just so scared I was putting the wrong thing in Scotland as well. It says on the cap like petrol or diesel. It didn't say that, so I was panicking, but she was lovely. And then I've just been to Walmart, which honestly, I mean, I love a big Asda, so being in a big supermarket like that overseas just like even more fun. God, the day's slipping away. It's 2:30, don't know how, so I gotta get shifted. I've arrived at Cathedral Grove and I feel quite lucky to have gotten a space. It's super busy, but just as I pulled in, a car pulled out of a space. It's like right at the side of the road, the car park. And yeah, I'm so glad I did get a space because look at these trees. That's so big. Whoa. I've just arrived at my accommodation in Ucluelet, and this was quite a big treat myself. Like, I paid a lot more than I usually would for staying here, but I wish like I'd call it the live reaction to me coming here, because I just started saying wow repeatedly louder because this is freaking insane. Let me show you. Like, what the hell? Oh my god, this is my view. And the room is super lovely too. This is like 10 out of 10 more stunning than I could have ever comprehended. I'm so happy. I'm also starving, but I'm gonna have a shower first because I feel yucky, and then I'm gonna go get some food. I'm walking home from dinner and there's literally so many deer just like out on the pavement. It's weird to get so close to them, like it's right here. Does it know I'm here? Excuse me. Just walking by. Don't mind me. don't think you've seen me yet. POV, your straighteners are the wrong voltage for Canada, so they don't work. So you need to put leggings on your head. Stay tuned for the morning to see if looking like a fool is worth it. Good morning. You'll have to excuse my crazy hair because those legging curls, maybe not the one for me. I think it still needs to drop out a little bit. It might be okay. I'm just sitting, looking out the window, having my breakfast. They have granola and milk in here already, and then they also just dropped around a little box of food with some fruit and a cheese scone in it, so that's a really nice touch. I'm feeling a little bit like tight in my throat today, so I'm definitely going to take it a bit easier today. I've got a meeting with my management this morning, and so that's in about 40 minutes, so I need to be here for that anyway, so that slowed me down a bit this morning. I'm heading across to Tofino, which has been recommended to me so many times, and I cannot wait to check it out. This part of the island just does seem so beautiful. Just stopped along the way, and I'm going to take a little walk down to Long Beach. This is so new to me, all these logs washed up on the beach. Is that just because I live in a country that doesn't have a lot of trees? Like, how did they all get here? Got myself a little sandwich and a coffee from Rhino, and I've just come down to this little spot to have it. I'm just walking out to Tonkin Beach. I asked the girl who served me if she recommended a walk for me to take this coffee to, and she said this spot is only 20 minutes from the town, and this little woodland section is lovely. I don't think I'm far, so I feel like it could just open up into the coast very soon. To be so honest with you guys, I'm just not feeling myself today. I think these kind of crash days do happen when you're traveling around, especially because I'm so obsessed with being home, and particularly in my own home. But I have just come to this gorgeous lookout after a lovely read on the beach, and I'm feeling a lot better. But I kind of came on this walk knowing that like I'd read how I feel after the walk. Like if it made me feel really energized and I got over a slump, then I'd keep going for the day and like pack loads in. But I'm just feeling called to like just chill out a bit. So I think I'm just going to do one more short walk on the way home and then go back to the accommodation for a few hours, read, enjoy the view and the comforts there, and then head back out for dinner at some stage. But here's this little viewpoint that I'm at just now. The view over this way is absolutely stunning. Wow! I am so pleased to report that having a restful afternoon has completely recharged me, and it's probably like been for the greater good of the whole trip, because now I'm not gonna like keep running on empty. So a couple of hours in my gorgeous accommodation, like it just makes no sense to me that I'd be feeling guilty about being here when I've like spent so much money to stay here. But that's just how my brain works, and I think when you're a content creator as well, that happens. People are gonna be like, oh, why would you not go here, why would you not go there? And I'm like, you can't do it all. Anyway, I'm feeling good now, so I'm gonna go for a little walk in a rainforest, and then I'm gonna go to Tofino, which is a pretty famous taco van that I've heard so much about, and I'm really looking forward to trying this. It's another one of these boardwalk style through the woods. I was toying with if it would be worth coming here because I did go to Cathedral Grove yesterday, which was also like boardwalk through woodland. But there is a different kind of vibe in this one. I can't really explain it without making you feel what I'm feeling. But there's a real calm energy in here. The Cathedral Grove one was quite busy and at a roadside, and it was amazing because it's like ancient old growth trees. But this is like a really grounding feeling. Look at the way this has been like built around a tree that's fallen down. That is so cool. that's part of the tree that's fallen down that I was just talking about. How cool. I'm actually mourning the country that Scotland could be if we hadn't gotten rid of so many of our trees, and it's making me a little sad, but also really happy to see how beautiful this is. Here's the food. I've got a pork gringa, a fish burrito, some sour cream and a kombucha. Good morning. It's my last full day on Vancouver Island and it's raining. I'm actually kind of not feeling well. I've got quite a chesty cough, so I'm gonna kind of take it easy today. I'm kind of torn. There's a cafe in Ucluelet, which I think is called The Drift, which my friend has highly recommended. She said she stayed there and they went there every day. But I've also been recommended a place a bit further north on the way to where I'm heading today. And I'm torn which one to do because I have had breakfast this morning. It's 11 o'clock. So I'm like, am I hungry enough to eat again in this cafe that my friends recommended? Maybe I just go down to Ucluelet and go around some shops and then see. And if not, I'll just head up to the other place, Wildflowers, the other place that's been recommended that I'm kind of toying with going to because both menus look so good and I cannot choose. But yeah, it's a shame. There was definitely a swim spot I really wanted to swim at today, but with the weather and with not feeling very well, very bad combo. So I'll probably just take a look at it and imagine myself swimming there, and hopefully I can resist and not make myself feel worse. So I just roll with the punches, and like, people come visit Skye all the time and like I say all these things to make me feel better about the weather and taking it slow and not panicking and not worrying. So I need to embrace that right now. But I feel like I've just had the best time, so I don't know why I'm thinking like I'd be wasting a day by not still just going out and doing everything I planned because it's raining. But I am going to take it slower today. So I just went to go to the Drift, but it was kind of like super busy and just didn't feel like the vibe for me right now. I kind of want to like cozy in and read my book in a corner and have a coffee kind of vibe. So I'm going to try this other place. It's a bit of a drive away, so I'll definitely be hungry by the time I get there, which is good as well. And there's also a market that I want to stop at on the way. So I think it's called like Goat on the Roof or something. Okay, no, I just looked it up and Goat on the Roof is after the lunch spot, so to lunch. I've just stopped at this little spot at the side of the road, and how cool is this weather with all the mist on the trees. Look at the colour of that water. This is just so cool. Guys, this is where I wanted to swim, and it's actually paining my soul not to, but I just don't feel well enough. Devastated. Very gutted the kitchen was closed because the food on that menu sounded so good and it was such a nice little cafe. But the pizza slice that I got and the croissant, which I've eaten half of and taken the other half away, was 10 out of 10. I haven't updated you guys on my driving confidence in a while. And I have a big update because I turned right on red, which I vowed I just wouldn't do because it just feels so unnatural and wrong to actively drive through a red light. But I did it. I'm so brave. I'm so confident. I'm so strong. Also, when I was filling up with petrol earlier, I was like holding the nozzle and like holding the pump down. And the guy came up to me and he was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Do you know what you're doing?" And I was like, "I think so. The woman at the last one explained it to me very well." And then he like showed me you could like click the handle on so you don't need to hold it. And then I was just standing there like, what do I do with my hands now? I just stood so awkwardly next to my car as the gas pumped itself and was like, I'd rather just hold it myself. But anyway, that was funny. Foxgloves are so tall. This is where I'm going. Why in the world is there goats on the roof? Like goats on the roof? I definitely thought it was going to be a statue of a goat. And here we are. I've made it to Nanaimo, so I'm just going to get a little drink in a pub and read my book. So I'm going to the Milton Street Public House, which literally does look like a house, which is so cute. This is it in here. I'm obsessed. I don't have a reservation, but I'm going to try in here for dinner. It sounds quite busy, but it's cute. Well guys, it is time to round off the first Canada vlog. I'm currently sitting in the queue for the ferry back to Vancouver Island. It's very early, it's 5:30 in the morning. I'm a sleepy girl, but I had a really nice night in Nanaimo last night. I loved just hanging out in that pub reading my book, and the Greek food was delicious as well, so it was a perfect end to my little Vancouver Island trip. I was meant to be having this afternoon exploring Vancouver, but it turns out I'd actually booked my flight from Abbotsford Airport, which is like an hour outside of Vancouver, and I asked the car rental company if I could just drop this car there instead of at the airport I picked it up from, and it was going to be an extra £1,500. So I had to book a new flight. It was only £60 to get from Vancouver to Calgary, but that's at 2 o'clock, so I'm not going to have much time at all, sadly, to see Vancouver. But I'm heading to Calgary, where I'm meeting up with my friend Sarah, who's been on the vlog before. And also, do you guys remember when I was telling you about my friend Alana that lives in Canada? Just like little synchronicities with our life that always happen, and like it's our lives just always like come together, then go apart again, then come together, like just constantly. And then she put up an Instagram story the other day saying needing a lift from Calgary Airport to Revelstoke if anyone is in the area with a car. And the date that she was saying she needed the lift on, that she's flying, is today. She arrives in Calgary Airport at 1:30. I arrive in Calgary Airport at 2:30, and I'm scheduled to pick up a car. So I'm picking her up and taking her to Revelstoke. I'm gonna have a few nights in Revelstoke, but I'll go into that in a separate vlog because this is probably a bit lengthy by now, and I am just gonna take this day off to kind of rest a bit. Hope you've enjoyed this vlog on Vancouver Island. I've loved it here. I've had a few people request like kind of budget itinerary kind of video vibe, so let me know if you'd like a sit down chatty how I planned this trip video. But yeah, do leave a comment, do like, do subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.